What's going on YouTube? It's AKingsCreation again, bringing you guys back another video. Now, we've been away for a while. I know it's been like a week now, and you know we usually do about 2-3 videos a week, but unfortunately I had to go out of town. Anyways, apparently they have an event going on where you're getting a lot of experience for the season. So if you haven't been logged in yet and you haven't been on this week, make sure you guys go ahead and do that event so you guys can get your season level all the way to 100 pretty quickly. Anyways, that being said, we're going to go ahead and break down a build video for you. Now, I've been wanting to make an Eagle Bearer build for a while now, so we're going to go ahead and get into it and show you guys the updated version. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the build. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the best in slot ones first, because most people should already have these. If you don't have this and you're new playing Division right now, you need to go ahead and farm these best in slot items. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the contractor's gloves. Everybody knows that it's best in slot glove unless you're using a gear set. And then the best named knee pads will be Fox's Prayer. Okay, so we're running, and the reason for that is because of their stats, their attributes, damage to target out of cover for the knee pads, and then damage to armor for the gloves. You pair those together, you're just going to be unstoppable. But the main butter of this build is Obliterate. We love to use Obliterate talent because we're going for high DPS, right? With Obliterate, critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacks up to 20 times. And you pair that with the global modifier. For those who don't have this modifier, try to activate your assault link. This is the modifier that will give you additional DPS and give you 100% critical hit chance. You want to go for this, all right? And then we're going with the Grupo backpack. Okay, we're going with that instead of like the memento. You can use the memento if you want, but we're using the Coyote's mask, and I'll get further into that shortly. But we're using the Grupo backpack for the extra critical hit damage. This is why we're over 185% critical hit damage for the Eagle Bearer. Then we're pairing it with not only Obliterate, but also Vigilance. Vigilance increases total weapon damage by 25%. Taking damage, disable this. So we're going to try our best not to take damage, but hey, if we take damage, it is what it is, because the build is still strong with Vigilance on and or off. Okay, so that's what we're going to pair it with. We've got critical hit chance and critical hit damage attributes for all of the items. So if you might want to ask what do I have per item, that is what I have. Now we're going with the Coyote's mask. Like I said, why? Because 0 to 15 meters, 25% critical hit damage, and 15 to 25 meters, 10% critical hit damage and 10% critical hit chance, and 25 meters plus is plus 25% critical hit chance. Now the reason why I'm using Coyote's mask is because the Eagle Bear has a low critical hit chance, as you guys can see with the stats. All right, it has 48%. So with the Coyote's mask, we're going to get that additional critical hit chance we're looking for, and also we're going to boost our critical hit damage to be above 185% flat. It might even hit 200. Okay, just depends on the scenario. All right, so with the Eagle Bear, for those who don't have the Eagle Bear, if you want to know how to get the Eagle Bear, it is obtained through the Dark Hours raid. Okay, you have to complete the Dark Hours raid, and hopefully you get it as a drop. It's still RNG. You just got to run that raid over and over again until you get it. Now there are groups out there who do raids continuously. Okay, with its talent though, you have Eagle Strike. Accuracy increases as you continuously fire up to 30%. Headshot kills grant the tenacity buff for 15 seconds. The strength of tenacity is increased by 1% for body shots and 5% for headshots. Tenacity 40 to 80% of damage taken is delayed until this buff expires. All of the total delayed damage is reduced for each enemy killed while the buff is active, up to 100% with 3 kills. All right, so we're going to pair this with the Purist. I actually really do like the Purist. Now it's not my best or favorite SMG, obviously the Ouroboros is, but this is one of the best named SMGs you can use right now, and it gives you 21% critical hit chance with 10% damage to target out of cover. That's what you want to aim for, or re-roll towards this attribute if you don't have this attribute. All right, Now, the reason why I like Pierce is because it gives you perfect streamline, increases weapon damage by 47% when no skills are on cooldown. So we don't want to use any skills of the entire time we're using this build, and we want to avoid as much damage as possible. Okay, now I'm also going to talk about, we're using Circle of Chest Piece, okay, for the extra 10% SMG damage. And then, like I said, we're using the Picaro's holster. Now, the Picaro's holster was best in slot until they nerfed it. It used to be 15% weapon damage, now it's 10% weapon damage. I still like using it with some of my builds, and it gives you an additional 10% skill haste, so it makes your skills come back. Even though for this build particularly, it doesn't matter. You can use a different holster if you want to, but I just like this holster because of the weapon damage boost that it gives you. And that is pretty much the build. Now, the skills doesn't really matter because, once again, we are not going to use our skills, and we're rarely going to use our pistol. But everybody knows on my channel that I use a TDI card because it just gives you +1 skill tier. Only when you swap to this weapon, it will give you that +1 skill tier, not just actually having it in general. Okay. All right. So that is the complete build. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. Okay, so for the gameplay, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to run one of the fastest methods to leveling in general because we have the 5 times experience for season experience, and I want to get to season level 100. So I'm going to run one of the public executions, for example, and then to offset it, I'm going to actually do a heroic control point as well. That way you guys can see some challenging content and see how well this build performs. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the first one, which is the public execution. And I believe we are on heroic with this one. Yes, we are currently on heroic with this. So we're going to run heroic, public execution, and a control point. All right, so we arrived at the public execution. Now keep in mind, like I said, we're going to try to avoid taking a lot of damage or damage at all, because it will sacrifice our damage output if we take damage, right? So I'm going to do my best to avoid the damage, and let's see how it goes. Now, this is a Eagle Bearer build, so I'm going to use the Eagle Bearer the most, but if I have to use the Purist, I will sometimes. Now, with the Eagle Bearer, you can use skills because you're not using streamline talent with the Eagle Bearer. So if you want to use skills, you can always use the Eagle Bearer. And I'm actually about to use the skills right now because I'm going to mainly showcase the Eagle Bearer as well. So let's go ahead and use our skills here. All right, so we got a little bit of armor. Oh, that's our ally we're trying to save. And I haven't even activated the global modifier yet, and we're doing a lot of damage. See, we're almost at 1 million damage per bullet, and this is on heroic, and it looks like it's on normal right now. Okay, so we took damage, so we are not doing a lot of damage output right now. They're going to spawn here, so let me go ahead and get ready for that. Okay, I'm going to throw out the decoy, and we're using firewall specialization, so when we pop med kits, we're getting armor back. It's like 200% armor, so it's going to regenerate for a little bit. If we're taking damage, that is okay. And as you guys can see, we just completed this public execution in no time. If they just, last guy stops hiding. All right, perfect, there it is. And we pretty much finished that within maybe 1.5 minutes, I would say. And boom, that's done. There we go. Is there somebody right here? Who is this? Why is this person just stuck right there? Okay, getting shot by other people, but that has nothing to do with us right now. Let's go ahead and head over to the control point now. Okay, so in this example, we're going to actually use the assault link. We're going to actually activate our global modifier this time, and you guys will see exactly how much damage we're going to do with 100% critical hit chance. Let's go ahead and start this control point up, get the reinforcements to come. I'm going to throw out my smart cover, and I'm gonna throw out my decoy real quick, and let's see how we do. Oh gosh, I'm getting burned already. Bad start. Reset that. Oh my gosh, we're melting already. All right, let's get in cover here. See who else we got here. Burn. Got through a fence here. I'm just gonna get in cover because we're gonna do a lot of damage. They get scared when you do a lot of damage. That's how you know your build's good. When they start getting in cover like that on heroic, they scared of you, and that's a good sign. He's dead. Had to burn him up a little bit. This guy keeps popping in and out of cover. We're gonna pop a med kit real quick. Throw this decoy out, try to distract them, maybe get them out of the cover when they think there's 2 players here. All right, yeah, this guy's just permanently staying in and out of cover. Let's try to focus on something else. There he is. Come on. Oh my gosh. You know what? He's getting on my nerves. At this point, I'm just gonna rush him. Yeah, there you go. You're just getting on my nerves at that point. All right, we'll go ahead and pop a smart cover here. All right, go ahead and there you go. He's dead. Okay, we got a decoy out. They're coming out of their spawn now. We got to avoid taking as much damage as possible. All right, we just activated Assault Link. Oh my gosh, with the Assault Link active, that person got melted. That elite got melted really quickly. Let's see how the boss does. Come here, boss. Stop running, please. We want to see how well the Assault Link is. The boss is trying to have our Assault Link gone. Boss is shredded that quickly. Look at that. And we now our Assault Link is on cooldown, so we got to wait. All right, we got Vigilance again, so we got our full damage output right now, except for the Assault Link. See how far we can aim back here. Now keep in mind that Eagle Bearer gives you accuracy too, so even if they're at a distance, you can do a lot of damage. Go ahead and get that med kit. Go. All right, so those guys out there are definitely about 25 meters plus. Ooh. I'm gonna pop a kit here. Right now we are going to take damage, and when we do take damage, we will take a lot because this build is mainly red, okay, which means we don't have a lot of armor. So please try to avoid taking as much damage as possible with this build, and if you do, keep in mind that you can die. It is possible, but also you are doing a lot of damage, so it's basically, hey, kill the enemy before they try to kill you. All right, can I shoot through that? If I can shoot through this would have been cool if I could shoot through that little crack, but apparently I can't. All right, let's activate. The Assault Link is not ready yet. It's almost ready. Get this guy. Okay, let's see a med kit right here. Let's go ahead and grab this med kit. All right, get this guy running. Okay, we got more enemies coming. Let's go ahead and drop this. Drop a decoy. Try to distract them out of our way. All right, cool. That's gone. Surprisingly, some of them didn't get distracted by our decoy. Oh, that's just a turret. Let's see if we can turn that thing off. But because I want to see how much damage the boss is going to take with the Assault Link. All right, boss is on the way out now. I'm gonna pop a kit again. Kill this person real quick. All right, activated my Assault Link. There's the boss over there. I'm gonna kill this person right quick and this person. I killed 2 players or 2 enemies in one clip. That's a good sign, right? Gonna see the boss really there, and the boss got shredded as well, and we completed the heroic control point just like that. All right, so keep in mind this is a really good build to use, but also you got to be good at surviving using all red builds or mostly red builds with a lot of damage if you want to perform high DPS. Okay, so if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.